Jason Wilder. I'm your host today on the Breakfast Beat, keeping you company right up until about 9 o'clock this morning. Joined in studio by a couple of special guests, and we get to see you folks, once a year. It's time for the community auction. Hello to Kathy McLean, the Executive Director of the Ludington and Scottville Chamber, and also Jeff Mouse, Superintendent of Schools for Mason County Central.
Thanks for having us, Jason.
Absolutely. It's fun to have you guys in. When we do have you in, I know there's a lot of stuff going on during the course of the year, and we get a chance to talk with you every once in a while, and this is one of the biggest events of the year. We're talking about the Mason County Central Educational Foundation Community Auction, and it's coming up this weekend.
Yes, it is. Saturday.
Yeah, it's our 20th. That's hard to believe, but this is our 20th. The theme is Roaring 20s, so that's kind of fitting, and we're looking forward to another great event. We have a great committee that just works so hard at this year round. It doesn't end and start up a month before. It works year round, and the partnership between the chamber and the foundation is solid as ever. And to have 20 years in, that's pretty impressive, and it keeps getting better and better every year.
Yeah, when it started 20 years ago, and I know neither one of you were really involved 20 years ago, but it was what seemed like was going to be just a small event, something that was going to be around as a small part of fundraising for the MCC Educational Foundation, and it's grown, and it grew pretty quickly into the biggest fundraiser of the year.
It is. It's so much fun. It really is.
Well, I call it the marquee event of Scottville. I mean, it is, it brings everybody out from all over the place, and it's not just Scottville folks coming. It's people from all over the state. We have them coming up because they've come with a friend somewhere, and they keep coming back.
And a lot of former Scottville folks keep coming back too.
Oh yeah. It's like a little reunion,
Yeah.
So
or a big
really
reunion.
Yeah, or a big one. Yeah.
So what's the theme for this year's auction?
Well, it's the Roaring 20s.
Okay.
So please dress appropriately. If you don't, that's okay too. But I don't know what do you wear in the 20s?
Well, the flapper dresses and some cool hats, and the guys have some little kind of gangster-looking outfits.
Oh,
so
gangster outfits.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
that'll be good.
All right, well, not the
Well, we are selling guns. So
No Tommy guns or anything like that.
Well, it'll be fun. A lot of stuff's going to be raffled off this year, but I think with the theme, you guys have had fun over the year. You've had various themes that have really brought out the creativity in a lot of people, and this is going to be one of those that, you throw something on that seems period, and even if it's your interpretation of the period, that'll be fine. Just show up, and it'll be a good time. Where do you get tickets this year, and what kind of stuff? Let's start off with that. Where can we get tickets?
Well, tickets are
before the show?
$20, and you can get them at the door, but if you'd like to buy them ahead of time, they're available at the Mason County Central School Business Office, Squires Family Care Chiropractic, at the Chamber, and Smith & Eddy Insurance, and West Shore Bank in Scottville. So.
Okay, well, we've got a lot of folks that are involved this year. A lot of people have donated it, and this is one of those events that are driven by volunteerism. One of the things that makes it go are the people who step up and say, I'd like to help out. Is there anybody you'd like to mention, any groups that you'd like to mention that have really put their time in this year to make this thing go?
Yeah, that's easy. We have probably about 20 that really put in a great effort into it, but you want to talk about some special ones. Gary Anderson and Marcy McCloskey are kind of the glue of the committee. They've been doing it since its inception, and it just already they're talking about what they're going to do next year, and so it's keep working together to I call it a well-oiled machine, because it's everybody has their little piece. And I have a little piece, and Gary has a big piece, and Marcy has a big piece, but everybody has their little piece. And then, if somebody can't make it, that year, they always come back, and because they had some weird thing. But we really have a great group. But those are our two key folks.
All right, so they do a lot. We're going to be talking with those folks this week. We're going to be talking with somebody each day that I'm on the air anyway, awesome. And we'll have you two in today. Always nice to have you in. You got a Facebook page for this year, and on that page you can find all kinds of info about the auction.
Yes, we have. It's Spring Community Auction on Facebook, and we've tried really hard, everybody putting photos on of the items that we've collected, so it's a great way to preview what's going to be available on Saturday night.
Saturday night, getting underway at 6 o'clock. That's when the doors open, and that's when the fun starts.
At the Scottville Optimist Hall.
Yeah, so coming out, you will see when you walk in, if you haven't been there before, and we have obviously a lot of returnees, but if you haven't been there before, come on in, bring your business card, because that'll help speed along the registration. And if you do that, because we really want your information so we can get back in touch with you over the next year to remind you about next year's event. But really, when you come in the door, you'll register, you'll get your bid number, but you'll also have access to great hors d'oeuvres and appetizers, and of course there's a bar open for you too, so you can come and partake in all that fun and festivities that happens. We auction off a table right up front that is a special table right away. It usually goes for a pretty good price, but it has a lot of neat items that come with it, and so if you want a front row seat, you can really actually purchase that front row seat if you so choose.
Now you do live and silent auction stuff, so there's a lot of fun. Have you decided to add anything new into the mix this year?
It's changing as we go, but one of our popular ones has been our 2020 raffle.
Okay.
That might change next year, but this year we still have it. It's for $20. You have 20 chances to win 20 items. And so if you win one, if your name is drawn early, it goes right back in there, and you can win twice or 3 times or 20 times. So
it's possible you could win 20 times.
Yeah,
but
it's possible. We'd start questioning that, but
there's just something going on all night long, whether it's raffles or the silent auction or the live auction. There's just the night is just packed.
This year's, one of our popular items every year is our puppy. We always auction off a puppy, and this year it's a Siberian Husky, just a beautiful dog. I think we do have a picture of that on Facebook, the little puppy on Facebook. So hey, like us on Facebook.
The actual puppy or a puppy?
The puppy.
Okay.
Yeah. Young, but they'll be there, and usually that just melts people's hearts that night. So Kathy's showing it.
I've come home with an $1,800 puppy.
Yeah, what a beautiful
Yeah, well, that's kind of cool. You got a lot of items that people expect. You always have a lot of sporting good stuff. You have a lot of golf outings and all this other stuff. Is there something that you've added in this year that might be a little bit different, or is there just so much stuff you haven't had a chance to catalog it in your mind? Because I know you have just a whole lot of people donating a whole lot of items for this fundraiser.
We do, and things continue to come in. In fact, we're still this week taking items, so if somebody wants to still get involved, and it's a great way to promote your business. But yeah, there's so much. We have almost 400 items, so
wow.
it's
there's something for everybody. There really is. You can come in there, and between a silent and a live auction, you can find several things that everybody likes. It's whether you can get them or not, because it's competitive, and it's a really neat thing. That's the fun part about an auction is, it's fun watching 3 or 4 bid cards go up on an item, and you can kind of see them laughing at each other across the room, and who's going to get it, and so it's just a fun time.
Probably the coolest thing really that we have are those Hilton rewards.
Yeah, that is a neat thing.
Why don't you explain a little bit about what the Hilton rewards are?
Well, it was donated by Smith and Eddy and late Robert Smith, and Bob was one of the founding fathers of the foundation. So this goes way back. But the Hilton Honors Reward is for, and I'm not sure how much the tickets are, but they're quite reasonable. But if you're drawing,
1 for 10, 3 for 20, and 20 for 100.
There you go. Yeah. So really quite reasonable. That will get you, if you draw on 250,000 point raffle. 250,000 points, what does that mean? It would be like a 7-night stay in a nice Hilton. But you can use these around the world. So you could go to Dubai and stay in the Hilton there. That might get you 3 nights there. But so you can use it for meals, you can use it for night stay, you can use it for anything in the Hilton point system.
The Hilton in Cleveland, maybe you could stay for 2 years.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I gotcha.
So it is. It's a really, really nice win if you take this. And you can use it anywhere and
anytime.
Anytime. Yes, it is points
cool.
that can be redeemed anywhere.
I think what our listeners would really like to know is, we've said the MCC Educational Foundation a few times, and that the money goes to the foundation, etc. Let's talk about the foundation while we have a few minutes here. Explain a little bit of exactly what the foundation is.
Well, the Mason County Central Foundation, Educational Foundation, basically is a money raiser that supports education at Mason County Central.
Sure.
That is, we do that through the course of a golf outing. We do that through this foundation or community auction, excuse me, and a couple other smaller events during the year. But really, it is puts money back into the classroom for teacher mini grants.
And these are like incidental stuff. It's not necessarily textbooks and things like that that the state and that the taxpayers pay for. This is incidental stuff, like maybe a band uniform or maybe an athletic bag or whatever, things you need that the state just doesn't pay for.
Pretty heavy stuff lately has been a big demand from our teachers on technology.
Okay.
Purchasing iPads for classroom use and things like that. So we've I'll use projection units and such. So really, it's a popular item is technology, but we use it also for post-prom, keeping our kids safe after prom. We do it throughout the year for other small items. We do a art showcase where our art students present their artwork throughout the year. Very popular. So we're sponsoring a lot of things throughout the year, and scholarship. We give scholarships every year to our graduating seniors, and we really want to bump that up. And that's a big push for our foundation this year and the future is scholarship for kids.
On an average year, how much in scholarships do you think you hand out?
Right now, it's about $1,000, but we actually have a program going out that we're trying to push to $100,000 a year.
Wow!
And that's really through our foundation, and that's kind of one of those separate things right now. It's not through the auction, but it's through the foundation work. And we do have a goal of $100,000 annually given. Now, you say, wow, that's a really bold one, from 1,000 to 100,000. But we have some great folks, and it's in our alumni groups that are really pushing hard to do this. If you're interested, please get out there and do that, and because we're looking, and we'd love to give away $100,000 a year to our graduating seniors.
All right, and if somebody, let's say they can't make it to the auction, they can't make it to your fundraisers, would still like to help out, how do you donate? Is there somewhere else you can just send money to for the MCC Educational Foundation?
Certainly, getting a hold of the Mason County Central Business Office or the chamber as well, we can get you in touch with the right people. Whether you want to donate money or you want to donate an item, because if you donate money, we use that to underwrite an item.
Okay.
For that, and so we have a lot of folks that do that, and I do want to encourage people. It's still open. Don't think we're done. We will collect items throughout this week, and we can put them in there for Saturday. It means usually there's a last minute push, and it's a some of our committee pulls their hair out when they hear us say that, but reality is we need them, and we love the items. Every item makes money. It's the cool items
that make people come. It's not just people handing over money. There are other ways to raise the money, and the auction is one of them. And the cooler the item, the more unique and etc., the more fun it is to bid on it. More people are going to be interested.
Right.
It's a great shopping night.
Yeah. All right, and the chamber involvement, just one of those community events that you like to promote?
It is one of those events that we love to promote. We love being a part of, and we the money that we raise through this goes towards helping us with some of the school programs that we're involved in. We have a choices program in the middle school. We're working on this Boomerang, which is a career exploration event. So, and also supports a Harvest Festival Queen contest, scholarship. So there's a lot of different things that, bits and pieces of things that we are involved in, and are really love this event to be able to support the community.
All right, my guests this morning have been Jeff Mount, Superintendent of Schools for Mason County Central, and Kathy McLean, Executive Director of the Ludington and Scottsville Chamber of Commerce. Keep it right here on News 98 WLDN. We've got news times.